Hello, everyone, and welcome to Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville. It's home of the Coach Kelly Wells Show. Every Tuesday evening at this time, we talk Bears basketball with the boss of the Bears men's program, Coach Kelly Wells, now in his 12th season at the University of Pikeville, all-time winningest coach at the University of Pikeville as well. And Coach Kelly Wells joins us now. Coach, got to tell you, when you have a week like last week, this show is a lot easier to produce, a lot of smiling faces coming in. And I know anytime you get a win in conference play, it puts a smile on your face. But two of those, and now four straight.
Yeah, it's been a great 2-week period for our team. The development of our players individually, but also carrying that over as a team to have three really convincing wins over teams that you don't usually beat as bad as we did. And that I think that shows progress of our team. It shows that we're playing for each other. We're playing all the way from start to finish, and those are great qualities you want to look for. And statistically, we're top 10 in 12 different national categories right now, and that's on both sides of the ball. It's offense and defense.
Right.
And we've figured out that we've got to play both ends of the court to get where we want to. And certainly very proud of the guys' effort right now.
You figured that out a long time ago. The team, it takes a little while longer to understand that you've got to play both ends of the court.
Yeah, you've got to persuade those guys to play that defensive end and rebounding. And they realize they saw the correlation between doing that and having success. That's really helped them a great deal.
Sure. And in your system, it creates offense, and that creates offensive opportunities for those guys, and everybody knows we all want to throw up a shot here and there.
Yeah, no question, and we can't let that affect what we do on the other end. Like if we don't score every possession, we can't let that affect our defense and rebounding, and for the most part they fought that, especially as of late. The last probably 3 weeks we've been playing at a very high level. Hopefully that will continue now that we're on the second turn of the conference schedule, and certainly not going to get easier for us. Right. So we've got to make sure we're dedicated to doing that, continue to doing that, and we'll put ourselves in a great position.
First run through the conference, you're 5-2, 4-game win streak, and earlier this evening, just a while earlier this evening, the NAI released its latest coaches top 25. Number 1 is William Penn, Iowa, and then at number 5, Lindsey Wilson from the Mid-South Conference. The University of Pikeville Bears up to number 6 this week. Georgetown at number 10. 3 conference teams in the top 10. Your thoughts there?
Well, I think it shows the credibility of our Raiders, 1, understanding how good our conference is, and 2, just the fact that we are really good. And, we have Cumberland's there in the top 20 and Life in the top 25 and Campbellsville in the top 30. So, for us to have 6 teams of our 8 mentioned in the top 30 in the country is a pretty significant feat for us. So we're thankful for where it's at, and I think we're getting the respect we deserve. Now, when it comes final polls, when it really matters, I'm anxious to see if everybody still stays on board. But we just beat up on each other a little bit in the league. So, Lindsey Wilson's only 2 losses have been in the league. Our only 2 losses have been in the league. So it's just give and take, and these last 7 games will really prove who's going to come to the top of it. But I do think we've got legitimately 6 teams that can qualify for the national tournament.
I know last week you had wins on the road at Cumberland's tough place to play, convincing win, 20-point win. Life University, always a tough matchup, 20-plus win. And we're going to get a look at those highlights tonight. I know you saw good things in both of those games. Let's go there.
Yeah, this first clip is going to start out with Arzay Colbreth. And, Arzay, if we watch these clips, really gets us going a lot of times in our games by getting into the paint. And here he gets a nice little turnaround jump shot in the paint. That's not an easy shot to shoot over a 6'9" player. And here's Darian Leslie getting a nice handoff. And when he's driving to the basket, you'll see how creative he is when he gets in there. Great spin move. He has 3 guys guarding him, but still finds a way to figure it out. Here's Mike Chambers with a great pass over the top to Rodney Hawkins. And this is how you really attack offenses behind them. And Rodney did a great job in this game with his energy and his play. Jordan Perry here driving in transition, and one of the things you'll love about Jordan Perry is he's always trying to get to the rim in transition, and got fouled. That was a big basket for us, a big turnaround for us. And here's Arzay Colbreth with a great, what we call gap help defensively, shoots the gap, gets down here and gives us a runaway. Defense was huge for us in the second half. We had 12 straight stops to start that half. That was amazing for us. And here's another big basket. Rail sets a great screen for Chase, who comes right over the top to Rail. And Rail just keeps growing. Every game he gets better. And here's one of our set offenses. We did a great job executing. They were overplaying, so we went for a backdoor option. And Mike Chambers with a great read and Darian Leslie with a great pass. And here's some more of our team defense. How about the hands on big fella Darrell? And here's our break running with our two speedsters and Chase and Jordan getting out. And anytime you get in transition, you feel really good about Jordan Perry in there, and he got a great slam going to the basket. And here's another example of our offense trying to get some backdoor stuff, and they're overplaying. And Jordan Perry makes an unselfish play right here. He gives a great screen for Darrell, and Chase finds him on the back door. And not quite the right lob, but certainly got up there and finished with his offhand. And this one right here, we need to just stop the show and celebrate D-Les's first three-point attempt and make of the season. You notice everybody on the bench is excited and fired up. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and it got the crowd excited here. They knew what was coming as well.
We made sure he knew he was going to be on TV tonight.
Yeah. Great stuff, great highlights, and wins for the Bears. 20-2, 5-2 in the conference, and you begin another run through the conference Thursday at Shawnee State. They challenged you here.
No question. We got off to a great start in that game, and that was a good learning experience for us to understand how good the league was. And they bounced back and kept coming back at us, and it ended up being 4 points down the stretch, and we had to make some plays, and rightfully we did, but they gave us all we wanted. They're extremely big. They're even playing a bigger lineup than we've ever seen. 6'11", 6'9", 6'7" is their back line. So we'll have to be ready to rebound and finish around the rim, and one of the things we do well is try to get to that basket and get the free throw line, so we'll have a challenge ahead of us.
You got it. Shawnee on the road Thursday night. And, of course, that's an 8 p.m. tip-off. Then Saturday back at the Expo Center. Simmons is in town. 2 p.m. tip-off, men's-only game at the Expo Center, and we need a big crowd.
Yeah, we do. And it's a good break from league play for our guys to kind of regroup a little bit and then get ready for the stretch run. And we played Simmons here last year, very athletic team coached by Jerry Eves, who's a Hall of Famer at the University of Louisville. So he'll bring a team in here qualified, ready to roll, and I think our guys will be ready for that as well.
Coach Kelly Wells, we've got special guests tonight. You talked about Rodney Hawkins. He's coming up next. Javion Dela Cruz, he's in the house. And your associate head coach, I know you think a lot of, Ty Compton. He tells the secrets of Kelly Wells coming up tonight. It's the Kelly Wells Show, live from Buffalo Wild Wings. We're back after this. Welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville. It's home of the Kelly Wells Show. We're talking U-Pike basketball and special guest in the house tonight. Folks from Student Services at the University of Pikeville. The U-Pike men's team currently ranked 6th in the nation in the house as well, 20-2 on the season. And your next chance to see them on the court at the East Kentucky Expo Center Saturday at 2. We step into the Bears Den now, a chance for you to talk with one of the Bears players and 6'7" senior out of Baltimore. Rodney Hawkins joins us now. Rodney, welcome to the Coach Kelly Wells Show.
How you doing?
You're here every week. I see you chomping on the wings, wearing those things out. First off, before we talk anything else, what's your flavor choice when you go with the seasonings?
Honey barbecue or Asian zing.
There you go. Both great choices, I got to say. A couple of my favorites as well. Now let's talk Rodney Hawkins. Let's talk about the student. You're a senior.
Yes, sir.
You're on the final days of your academic career. Let's talk about what your major is and what you want to do in the future.
My major is criminal justice, but like if I don't go overseas for basketball, I want to be a probation or parole officer.
There you go. But what steered you that direction?
At first, my major was graphic design because I like to draw,
Yeah.
but everything is out of pocket. So I just switched to criminal justice, and it just caught my eye a lot. Like,
Sure.
It's very interesting.
Right.
So I just stuck with criminal justice.
There you go. You mentioned playing ball overseas, playing at the next level. Is that one of the reasons you ended up at the University of Pikeville? Coach Kelly Wells has got several guys that are playing professionally even now, and he's sent quite a few.
Yeah, it's every college basketball player that dream to play overseas. So I just went with the school that I thought would give me the best opportunity.
Let's talk about your transition to the University of Pikeville. First contact with the University of Pikeville, first contact with the city of Pikeville and the U-Pike campus. Let's talk about that. First of all, how did you first find out about the University of Pikeville?
Coach Don, the assistant coach last year, he's also from Baltimore.
Right.
He reached out to me, and then after that, I started getting in contact with Coach Compton, and me and Coach Compton was texting back and forth. We set up a visit. I want to say spring semester of last year.
Yeah.
And I just came out here. I liked the coaching staff. I liked the guys that was returning, and some of the guys that wasn't returning.
Sure.
So that helped with the influence on me coming here as well.
First trip to Pikeville. It's a little
Yeah.
different than Baltimore.
Yeah, it's a big culture difference.
Yeah, let's talk about that. How difficult was that for you, city guy? All right, now we're going to the mountains of eastern Kentucky. I like the coaching staff. I like the players. The Expo Center, pretty nice place to play.
hmm
But, man, this is country curvy roads.
It was different. Like, it just gave me no choice but to focus on school and basketball, whereas, like, my last school was in the middle of the city.
Right.
So it was more distractions than it is out here.
There you go. You've got a goal of playing basketball professionally. You've been playing basketball for a long time, I would imagine, since you were a toddler, probably. No?
Nah.
No? When did you first start playing organized basketball?
I didn't start playing basketball until 10th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
So what were you up to all those other years?
I was just a regular student, just doing what normal kids do.
Did you play other sports growing up?
I played football a little bit when I was younger in like elementary and middle school.
Yeah.
But like after that, I wasn't really into sports. Like the coach that got me to play, he actually like kept asking me to come to tryouts.
Sure.
But I was like, I never played basketball. I didn't own a pair of basketball shoes. But after I started playing basketball, I started running track.
Yeah.
And I got the states. I came runner-up for the high jump in states.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, I just played football, track, and basketball.
There you go. And now having a great career at the University of Pikeville. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're a part of this team as well. Want to wish you the best of luck the rest of the season. And I don't know, let's wrap this thing up deep in the national tournament. How about that?
That's what I'm looking
There
forward
you
to.
go. Rodney Hawkins right there. We'll step out, take a break. When we come back, Jay Dela Cruz joins us. It's the Kelly Wells Show, talking U-Pike basketball live from Buffalo Wild Wings. Welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville. It's home of the Kelly Wells Show. Every week at this time, we talk U-Pike Bears basketball with Coach Wells, and tonight, a couple of players. Rodney Hawkins, we met last segment, and coming up next segment, Associate Head Coach Ty Compton will join us as well. Right now, first time appearing on the Kelly Wells Show, a 6'5 junior out of Brooklyn, New York, Javion Dela Cruz. And Jay, welcome to the Coach Kelly Wells Show.
Thank you for having me.
A couple of weeks back, we wanted to talk with you. You were a little under the weather. How you feeling now?
I'm feeling much better now.
Very good. Playing like you're feeling fine too.
Yeah, yes, sir.
We're going to talk basketball, but first let's talk academics. You're a student athlete. Student comes first. What's your major, Jay?
My major is criminal justice, and I actually changed it once I got up here.
Yeah.
Just felt like I needed a subject more interesting, and I'm very interested in that. So
I got to ask you, what were you majoring before?
I was majoring in sports management.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. So I actually made that change, and I really like that I did make that change.
Very good. And, of course, we talk basketball. Rodney Hawkins wants to play as long as he can, maybe
Yeah.
play overseas. Is that something you'd like to do in the near future?
Yes, that's something I definitely would like to do. Just try to keep the ball rolling as long as I can.
Very good. We ask players, of course, a lot of guys, a lot of different places. Rodney comes from Baltimore. Your hometown, Brooklyn, New York.
Yes, Brooklyn, yeah. Born and raised Brooklyn. Very much different up here, but I accustomed to the town, and I'm getting used to it day by day.
Very good.
Yeah.
Got to ask the story because it seems sometimes it's a very interesting story. How do you come in contact with the University of Pikeville? How does that transition happen?
I'm actually was in a junior college down south in Florida, Broward,
Right?
and towards my last year there, I was recruited by Ty Compton. So he called me, we talked about it, he told me about the town, he told me about the team, and I was just ready to get up here.
Very good. And I got to ask, Ty Compton, I've known Ty a long time. What's his recruiting pitch like? When he's talking about the U-Pike basketball program, what's he telling you to sell you on the program, to inform you on the program?
Nah, he just let me know that coming here I was gonna have to work. Every player is a blue collar player.
Yeah.
And just be ready to learn and be ready to be coached. And I was ready for it.
Coach Kelly Wells has had a lot of success.
Yes.
Coach Kelly Wells has sent a lot of players to the pros.
Yeah. So hopefully
That makes a difference when you're being recruited.
Yes, of course. I definitely looked into that, and I just wanted to make sure it was the right fit for me. And
Right. How's that fit been?
It's been good.
Got to tell you, because you guys have had a lot of newcomers to the program this year.
Yes.
A lot of guys that have never played before and never played together before. When you have a situation like that, guys that haven't played together before, how long does it take? Are we just now starting to see the best of this team, building chemistry and playing together?
Yes, it takes a little while, different backgrounds and stuff, but I think we're getting right to it now, so yeah.
Last couple of weeks, we've seen the Bears play great basketball. Your first run through the Mid-South Conference, now set to make another trip through the conference. What's been the biggest surprise in the Mid-South Conference?
Just the competition is high intensity every time, every night. Every opponent gives us our best, so we just got to stay ready for it.
Indeed. Jay, congratulations. A couple of weeks back, Mid-South Conference Men's Player of the Week, a great honor. Just the first of many of those awards,
Thank you.
I
Appreciate
predict, for Jay Dela Cruz. Thanks for being with us. Good luck the rest
Thank
of
you
the
for
way.
having me.
We'll step out, take a break. When we come back on the Kelly Wells Show, Associate Head Coach Ty Compton next when we return. Welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville, home of the Kelly Wells Show, talking U-Pike Bears basketball. Coach Kelly Wells, of course, with us earlier, and Coach, he looks very relaxed after the last couple of weeks in Mid-South Conference play. Joining us now, Associate Head Coach Ty Compton joins us, and Coach, a 4-game win streak in the conference will put a smile on a lot of faces.
For sure, and we've talked a little bit about in practice today and yesterday about this week being so important after 2 weeks like we just had.
Yeah.
You're going to one of the bottom teams in the conference that always plays us extremely tough on the road, and it's a very important time for us to not have a trap week, so to speak, and for us to be locked in, dialed in, and ready to continue the second swing of the conference.
Of course, team moves in the national rankings. Those moved earlier today. UPike in at number 6 this week. Lindsay sitting there at number 5. Georgetown 10th. Cumberland's in the top 25. Life University top 25. Campbellsville just outside looking in. You guys don't get a week off.
Absolutely not. We talk about that as staffs in the conference as well, and other conferences in the league, you can go to those coaches and ask them, who do you think you're going to sweep? Who are the teams you're going to sweep in conference play? And they can all give you 2 or 3 teams, and you can't do that here. Just absolutely not. And it makes it tough, but it definitely makes it interesting.
Yeah, it does indeed. Ty Compton, now in your 9th season as a part of the UPike men's basketball program. I got to tell you, it truly seems like yesterday. Those 9 years, they've flown by. But let's talk about what a whirlwind it's been for you as well.
For sure, absolutely. If you'd asked me 9 years ago, there's no way I would have told you that I would still be here doing what I've done and been able to grow the way I've grown. And I'm extremely thankful for the opportunity initially that Coach gave me and has allowed me to continue. And, we sometimes throw around names in the office of players or coaches in the past, and it's just you get going down that rabbit hole, and it's amazing how many people that I've been able to meet and come into contact with in the 9 years I've been here. But couldn't ask for a better place to be, and Pikeville and UPike has meant a ton to me, and couldn't ask for a better situation and better experience.
Recruiting at the University of Pikeville, of course, you've got a couple of positives going for you when you're on the recruiting trail. You've got Kelly Wells, a well-respected head coach. You've got the East Kentucky Expo Center, a great place for an NAIA program, if not the best in the country, it's one of. And you've got a solid university that offers professional schools, postgraduate, great programs, MBA programs, and we talk with Rodney, we talk with Jay, and both of those guys mention you of being in contact with them coming to the University of Pikeville. What's the first thing out of Ty Compton's mouth when recruiting a guy who's in community college in Florida or a guy who's from inner city Baltimore? First part of your sales pitch, tell us.
A guy like Javian who has only been to Brooklyn and then to Broward County in Miami before he came here. Had never been in an area like this at all. And, we're brutally honest with them. That we sell Pikeville for what it is. We sell our program, our university for what it is, and are very upfront with them about what we expect from them in this situation and the things that they're going to be able to find that maybe they haven't been able to focus on where they've been, and the things that just aren't here that they may have been accustomed to.
Sure.
And we lay it out as black and white as we possibly can for them and ask them if they think that's going to be an issue. And the ones that say no, we continue forward and we sell player success. We sell, obviously, our staff, our administration has been great to support us in the way that they support us, our expo center, locker room, just the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Our administration and university has done a great job supporting us, and we're going to we just sell that as much as we possibly can and try to find the right guys that are looking for the right things in the situation moving forward.
Guys looking for a winning program, guys looking to focus on basketball and focus on academics. There's no better place.
For sure, and a lot of them are seeking that. That's what they want. They've been somewhere, they've been to a bigger city, they've been to a bigger university, and the distractions have really held them back.
Sure.
And they've got 2 years, sometimes maybe a year, occasionally 3 years to figure it out. And all of them will tell you they want to be a professional basketball player. They want to see how far they can take their successful and successfulness in the game, and giving them an opportunity to focus on that and focus on their academics and get that back on track and get the diploma. Like, those are the two biggest things. And parents really help us out a ton with that as well.
Indeed. Coach, 11 newcomers to the program this year. Here we are, late January, 20-2, ranked 6th in the country. How close is this team to peaking, to finding its chemistry, to finding its identity? Are we still a ways from that?
Well, I still think we have a lot of room to grow.
Yeah.
We talked today a little bit, Coach Faulkner and myself were talking about, our guys needing to have a winning mentality, a finisher's mentality. And for better or worse, a lot of the guys that we've had have come from programs that haven't always competed for championships and or haven't competed and won championships the right way. And we've got to try to instill that in them and understand, we're coming down to the wire. We're in a perfect spot to control our own destiny. We've got to develop a finisher's winning mentality.
Coach Ty Compton, Associate Head Coach with the University of Pikeville Bears. Coach, we want to wish you the best of luck the rest of the way and with recruiting this year. And we want you here in Pikeville for a long, long time, my friend.
For sure.
Coach Ty Compton, our guest. Thanks also Javion De La Cruz, Rodney Hawkins, and, of course, Coach Kelly Wells. You've been tuned to the Kelly Wells Show live from Buffalo Wild Wings. Have a great night, everyone.